Good evening and welcome to the Coach Abenchan Show here on BoswellSports.com, Boswell Facebook page.
Maybe.
And we're having trouble like we did on Friday night. Facebook, I think, is messing with us a little bit, but hopefully everybody's able to click on the link on the Boswell Sports group and go to the Boswell Sports page. We promise we will get this worked out. We're coming to you live from high atop the PRJ, and it's time once again to talk Pioneer football with the head coach of the Boswell Pioneers, Coach Abenchan. Hello, Coach.
Hello, Jim. Good to see you, man.
And on the boards tonight is Steve Collier. Hello, Steve.
Howdy.
Oh, Lord, what was that? We also have with us tonight Pioneer defensive lineman Kyrese McFarland.
All right.
Hey, Kyrese, and he's no stranger. You were on the show last year.
Yeah.
So glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
And then on tonight's edition of the Coach Abenchan Show, we're going to look back at the Battle of the Lake against Azle. Then we're going to look at this week's game against the Eaton Eagles, who shocked Friday Night Lights with a big win over Northwest last week. So that should be a good one this week. And then after that, we'll sit down with Kyrese, see what he's up to this year. That's all. That's what we've got for the show tonight. And there's more to come on BoswellSports.com.
Yep. We're made it here.
Oh, you got to.
That's it.
And the top one? No. Right there. There you go.
Is mine on?
You're properly covered. How can you know? What you need is an insurance agency that cares. With Lone Star Insurers, they will treat you the way that you would want to be treated. They don't settle for anything less. They get insurance that they get the insurance that you need by working with the experts at Lone Star Insurers. They'll go over all your insurance needs and help you find the best coverage at the best rate. Whether you're shopping for business, home, auto, recreational vehicle, renters, boat, motorcycle, health, commercial insurance, or more, give Paul Jacobs and his team a call at 817-236-2886 or visit them at their website at www.lonestarinsures.com. They're located at 8101 Boat Club Road in Suite 325. For all your insurance needs, think Lone Star Insurers. Okay. Alm County Property Management Group offers the most comprehensive property management services in the industry. Backed by over 25 years of experience managing single-family homes, condos, duplexes, townhomes, apartments, and small commercial strip centers, All County Property Management Group gives owners peace of mind and offers tenants the best rental experience. For qualified renters, they offer expedient and friendly service. Residents are able to pay rent or report repair issues online, allowing for quicker response times and consistent results. All of their repair technicians are properly licensed and insured. Property managers are licensed real estate agents and members of the National Association of Realtors and the National Association of Rental Property Managers. If you have an investment property in Tarrant County or the surrounding area, or are in need of professional property management, call my friend Kim Miller today. She is an expert in property management, from marketing and tenant screening to lease negotiation and rental collections. She takes the headaches out of property management so you can enjoy being an owner and not a landlord. Give Kim Miller a call at 817-567-2500 or email her at kmiller at allcountypropertygroup.com.
Linda's Hair Fashions, the best hair salon at the most affordable prices in the Saginaw area. Whether it's prom, your wedding day, or just Tuesday, Linda's Hair Fashions can provide you with full services from head to toe to make you look absolutely stunning. Let the beauticians help create a look that emphasizes your natural beauty. They specialize in haircuts and styling, color, updos, facials and skincare, nails, waxing, and more. Treat yourself to a day of pampering. Call for your appointment today.
Absolute Comfort is a locally owned and family operated business that has built their success on customer service and the highest quality custom fit solar screens and insulation products at the very best price. Their focus is providing the most cost-effective energy-saving solutions for your home or business. Owner Randy Clark's motto is no job is too big or too small. I've known Randy for about 10 years, or well over 10 years, and can personally attest to the cost saving that solar screens provide. Give Absolute Comfort a call today. Let them show you how they can save you money on your heating and cooling bills, which we're experiencing here in the press box. For a free estimate, call 817-881-1991 or visit their website at www.acsolarscreens.com.
Soundboard. Hello, everybody. Giddy up, Buttercup.
Welcome back to the Coach Avenchan Show here on BoswellSports.com. Coach, awesome start to district with the win over Azle. It was an exciting game. The boys walked away with the win 24-7, and they retained bragging rights to the leg. Coach, we knew this game's going to be a wild one. Right. The Pioneers came out on fire last Friday night at Hornet Stadium, and Coach cannot hear.
I can hear. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. My bad.
Okay. The offense started out extremely fast-paced, moved the ball down the field very well. Did you guys see something in Azle's conditioning, or was it just a way to keep their defense off balance? What was going on there with the pace of the game?
I think it's one of those things that we just kind of got in there and wanted to run our stuff. And, we can go fast and we can go slow, and if we can control the pace, then that's to our advantage. And unfortunately, we went up and filled all night and had 25 first downs, had a bunch of yards. Jay had an incredible night and 174 yards rushing, and just played lights out. And it's just one of those nights that 5 turnovers. We committed 5 turnovers, and Azle did a good job defensively, but we're in control of that stuff. We're in control of us, and we didn't handle that stuff well. And that's one thing that We've been talking all season, so up to this point, of free lessons, because it didn't cost us the game, and we were able to look at what caused it, how can we fix it, and go from there. So, but honestly, our tempo with offense, we always want to try to go fast, because that's just kind of where we're most comfortable, because Coach Jones and the offense practices that so much that's kind of where they're at.
Here's the stats from the game. The Pioneers racked up 351 yards in total offense, held the Hornets to 89. Boswell had, like you said, 25 first downs. Azle had 5.
Mm-hmm.
Third down efficiency was up this week. The Pioneers were 53% on third down, 0 for 3 on fourth down. Azle was only 9% on third down and 0 for 1 on fourth down. The Pioneers did turn the ball over, but they created 2 turnovers on defense. Boswell was penalized 8 times for 65 yards, and Azle got very little home cooking with 9 penalties for 60 yards. Braden Thomas, 21 of 39 for 157 yards, 2 TDs. He also had 2 INTs. You mentioned Jace Garcia ran the ball 30 times for, my stats show 168, but I think he said 173. 1 TD. He was an absolute workhorse. Brandon Chapman caught the ball 10 times for 78 yards and a TD. Rashawn Berry, 8 catches, 41 yards in the score. But, Coach, I want to focus on Jay Garcia. He was our player of the game. Talk about the game that he had and your offense had against what was billed to be a pretty good Azle defense.
And they are a good defense. Jay was excited to get back on the field after sitting out against Birdville, and he told me, he said, I don't ever want to sit out again, and that was a precautionary deal of just protocol and of getting him back to play. But he was so ready to go, and it's an attribute to his hard work. And Jay's been that way, since I've had him, that he is not afraid to work, not afraid to get after it, and he absolutely got after it. So we've got a rainstorm amongst rainstorms. So I'm not sure if we're going to keep playing.
There wasn't supposed to be lightning, Coach. Honestly, they said it was going to be tropical rain, which means no thunderstorm. We haven't heard a clap of thunder.
No.
I've looked, and I'm not seeing it either. Hey, look, the cheerleaders are already there. Look, they're already prepared.
I apologize for texting. I'm trying to
do your job.
Yeah, I've got a job within a job. I may take a picture and show them.
We're sitting up here in the press box where the coaches usually sit, and we're watching Creekview and Prairie Vista middle schools play, and it's coming down a tropical rain like
it is. Said. This is something else.
It is something else.
So we've got lights out on the other field, so Coach is having to manage those things while he's up here.
So all right, we'll keep going and multitask.
So Jay Garcia, I thought he played really hard, had some really hard runs.
Yep.
Kind of like what we saw in the last game that he played in, where he was just able to drive his feet and bust through the pile. And just talk about the heart of that young man.
Well, it's just he doesn't go down, and we were kind of watching it, and it looks like he stopped at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for 10 yards. I mean, it's and he's not very tall, so for him to do that is pretty impressive. So. But I think he's he's just a leader. He's that type of kid, and so makes a lot of plays and does a lot of good. So I'm gonna let y'all talk about it. Let me do some work real quick, okay?
Sure, you bet. So Steve, I tell you, another kid that caught my eye was Brandon Chapman. Like I said, 10 catches for 78 yards. He had that beautiful touchdown where he zigzagged through the defense and really kind of stepped up and took a real leadership role in the game, and really proud of that young man and what he did.
Well, and we've talked about that before. We talked about that when we had the fish on. He said, they had played together, and in playing together as freshmen, and then when they moved up, what they've got is they've got that timing, they've got that comfort with each other's play, and when you get that with a receiver and a quarterback, it really does help with throwing, catching, knowing where your guy's going to be. You know his speed, you know he's got a burst. You put it where you need to put it. And when the Pioneers throw and catch like that, those two guys are going to be the ones that really light it up. We get those two gentlemen for this year and two more, and that is a big plus for the Pioneers.
Yeah, when you got a young guy like that, who we saw flashes of greatness out of him last year as a freshman, and then this year, like I say, he stepped into a leadership role and has really come up big. And all he can do is just grow from here, and that's what I like about Brandon Chapman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chapman, I thought was. As a sophomore, you're going to have ups and downs and all that stuff. And that sucker, I can tell you this, he worked hard all summer. He worked hard all the way through two-a-days and what he's done, and he's done a good job too. I'm proud of him.
Well, and a little bit too it was almost, well, I'm sure they did, but the Hornets game planning to stop Brashawn Berry.
Oh, 100%. And they did a good job. They game planned them pretty good, and I thought, as far as taking him away, it gave us a new perspective on how to defend him or how to fight that kind of defense. And so we're, I think it just, again, it gives us something to work on because they presented a game plan that kind of that we got now because we'll see it again, and because Brashawn is just such a heck of a player that we're gonna find a way to get better as we go.
Well, it's nice to have guys like Chapman and Citropoulos and some of those guys who can step up when they are trying to take Berry out of the game like that. Right. You have a guy who steps up and gets the number of catches and, of course, the touchdowns that Chapman got. Coach, the Pioneers almost pitched a shutout, if not for a late pick six by the Hornets. Azle managed only 89 yards, 57 plays, 49 of those through the air, 40 on the ground, only 5 first downs. Gamble Moore, the Hornets running back, carried the ball 12 times for 51 yards. The King, Malik Hubbard, led the team in tackles again this week. 5 tackles, 7 assists, 2 sacks. He was a huge impact player on defense. Terrence Ware, 2 tackles, 2 assists, 1 sack. Caleb Jimberg, 2 tackles, 7 assists. And then the big man, Kyrese McFarland, 2 tackles, 3 assists, forced fumble and recovery. Jason Tidwell, I thought he also had a great game, 1 sack, 4 assists. And then Gannon Slovacek, 1 tackle, 6 assists. Looking at the numbers on defense, they had a great night. The Hornets had no answer for the pressure you guys were bringing on from that defensive line. Talk about that group in particular, because I thought they had a great game.
No doubt. I think for the domination that we were able to do, it starts up front. And I thought Kyrese played, if not his best game, one of the best games he's played, and especially the defensive front. I thought Terrence as well, and Morales brought so much to the table. And when your front three can play that way, you got a chance. And then Malik Hubbard is just for what he can. He just creates havoc. I mean, that's the name of his game, is that he creates havoc and causes problems, and and so just I like you said, I felt like we were able to create pressure, and I felt like we covered well, and but just continue. Like I said, Kyrese had the play of the game where he strips the quarterback and recovers his own fumble, and I thought that was awesome, and so we've got a chance to. Do some things when we get that. We're going to play some offenses that are better, and I think Coach Doris would say that at this point of the season, it's not where he wants it, but we're. I like where we're at. I like our physical nature. I like the way we play. I like everything about what's going on, and I think they're doing really good.
Special teams also performed very well. Your kickers, Connor Carroll and Oscar Ronquillo, did a great job in the kicking game. Carroll hit from 25 yards out and made all 3 extra points. It's good to have him back. And then Ronquillo, 5 kickoffs, 251 yards, averaging 50 yards per kick, as long as 55. And then Dutch Patterson only had to punt once. That's got to be a good feeling.
Yep.
It was for 40 yards. Talk about special teams in the night they had.
Yeah, I think that was a big player as well. I think we covered well. I think the only thing that we could done a little bit better on was our kickoff team is playing that a little bit tighter. But we've always got something to work on. But I thought, like you said, punt wise, we did great. We had a fumble, so we got to fix that. But I think special teams is where we're really starting to blossom, and it's creating opportunities, and that's what I want to continue to do is provide opportunities for our team.
We knew going into Hornet Stadium that they were going to have to slow down Vershawn. We talked about that a little bit. Talk about the other guys who stepped up on both sides of the ball, because they weren't throwing at Vershawn very often. And then, of course, we know about the covering, trying to stop him. Talk about the team, the rest of the team, and how they stepped up in that situation.
Well, I think we've already talked about Jay running for 174 yards and being something that we could rely on. The offensive line playing as good as they can play and being such a threat. And like I said, I can't say enough about a defense. Anytime you go into a game against a 5A opponent and hold them up to under 100 yards and 5 first downs, really you're going to put yourself in a position to win. Jason Tidwell is playing really well at inside backer, and I think one of the most consistent players that we have is Jinberg. AKA Swolberg, and he really is. He's one of the most consistent guys that we got, and can play and get after it. So I'm really proud of him and for the job that all those guys are doing. Our offensive line, they work hard and get after it. So I'm proud of Braden. Came in and he didn't have his best night, but he didn't have a bad night. But he stepped in. What I loved is at the end he stepped in and threw a dart for a touchdown and tried to finish the game. So we got to. Heck, we could go on, and they did a really good job of overcoming. Maybe not just 5 turnovers you got to overcome. Well, defense stepped up, and sometimes that's what happens. Against Burville, we were playing good in times, and then defense wasn't playing as good, and offense came up, and offense didn't play as good, and defense stepped up, and that's just part of the game. Some games it don't work, but you got 2 other phases of the game that have to come through, and I think we did that really well.
There were no incidents or controversy this year, which was great. Azle had the stadium locked down pretty tight when we got there. I thought we're going to have to bail Paul Jacobs out of jail when he had trouble clearing the FBI background check,
right,
just to get in.
He's used to that, though.
Of course, I'm joking, but I want to thank Paul for stepping in such a short notice. But Pioneers keep the bragging rights to the lake. How does Mama Abinshan feel about that?
She's very excited. She was happy. She was happy. So she can go back to Azle High School where she's subbing, and all is well. So the drive back over the dam was a good one. So that wasn't a problem.
Saw a nice crowd at Hornet Stadium. Student section was rocking after the first quarter. It seemed like the Azle crowd was a little stunned. They got a little bit better in the fourth quarter, but you got to be proud of the support your team got last week.
Oh my gosh, I think our student section is really taking a whole nother level up as far as what they're being loud and kind of taking a step of doing things right and doing things the right way, and that part I appreciate because. And there was a bunch of them, and they're having a blast. And I think that's what it's all about. I mean, if you're not playing, have a big time and get after it. So, but I do. I believe that this is it's a great school. We got great fan support, and we got great students. And and I think this senior group is a really close group all the way around. They get after it.
Coach, I have one final question for you before we move on. Whose lake?
That would continue to be our lake.
Amen.
After a great win over the Azle Hornets, the Pioneers still have work to do as they're back at Pioneer Stadium this week for homecoming against the Eaton Eagles. That's next here on the Coach Abenshan Show.
This is my mom, by the way, guys.
Hey, good to see you again. How are you?
Sunny D.
If you are from the local Dallas-Fort Worth area, you remember radio stations like KZEW, Q102, and The Eagle. During their heyday, they were highly listened to radio stations. For those of you who don't know anything about those radio stations, I'm sure most will agree that radio today has gotten dull, repetitive, and really not worth listening to. Well, if you like classic rock from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and would like to hear new songs from classic rock artists from that time period, you can. It's Sam's Classic Rock and Roll. Just Google it or go to Facebook at Sam's Classic Rock and Roll. At Sam's Classic Rock and Roll, it's not the same 500 songs over and over. There are thousands in the library. It's what radio should be and used to be. It's Sam's Classic Rock and Roll. Google it or check it out on Facebook. It's Sam's Classic Rock and Roll.
Go.
Deciding to purchase a home is probably one of the biggest and best decisions that you can make. There's never a wrong time to buy the right home, and Keller Williams Realty can help you along the way. They love helping buyers find their dream home, and Amy Moody, who is a local Keller Williams agent, is the agent that you can trust. She'll work with you individually and take the time to understand your unique lifestyle, needs, and wishes. Amy is a committed ally that will negotiate on your behalf. She is knowledgeable and professional real estate agent that will keep you informed, preview homes on your behalf, and personally tour homes and neighborhoods with you. Amy will work with you until you find the home of your dreams. Realize your dream of home ownership today by giving Amy a call at 817-300-8196 or visit her website at www.txhomesbyamy.com. Okay, it should be right down the next game.
Yeah, the mic is off, by the way.
Okay.
Do its thing. Soundboard is still. Wait a minute.
Yep. So we can go back.
You ready?
It's homecoming week at Boswell High School this week, and the Pioneers are set to take on the VR Eaton Eagles. The Eagles pulled off an upset last Friday night against the heavily favored Northwest Texans in a rivalry game that saw over 100 combined points in the game. The Eagles won 58-44. I remember the game last year when the Pioneers faced Eaton for the first time. The Pioneers won that game 59-35. But I said back last September, I said this Eaton team's going to be something to watch next year. And Northwest was predicted to be a playoff team again this year. Coach, what do you make of the Eagles? Was it a flash in the pan, or is Eaton that good?
They're that good. It begins and ends with number one, a running back, Titus Swin. He's as good a running back as I've ever seen, as far as his size and speed, and they've got a gigantic offensive line. They got an offensive tackle that's 6'7", 320, and that's not an exaggeration. He's and they present an incredible challenge for what they're trying to do. And they got a guard that's quite a bit smaller than him, about 6'4", 280. So it's amazing to watch those guys because they do a good job. They played a heck of a game against Northwest. And it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a flash in the pan. They whooped them. They took it in the fourth quarter and got it done and went and won the game. So we've got to. This will be our best opponent by far. So far this year, because they are a talented group.
Coach, looking at the stats in the game, you'd think it was Northwest that walked away with the W. They had 538 yards of total offense, 27 first downs, 191 yards rushing, 347 yards passing, all very impressive numbers until you look at Eaton's side of those numbers.
Yep.
They generated 21 first downs, 57 rushes for 419 yards, only 18 yards passing, 1 turnover. It would appear that the key to stopping Eaton is stopping the running back. That's easier said than done. Like you mentioned, Titus Swin, he's not real big, 5'11", 190 pounds, just a junior. He leads the area in rushing with 915 yards, 12 TDs. Reminds me a lot of Damon Williams. What makes him so special? What is it about his running style that makes him so good?
Real physical player. Talked to Coach Miller at Eaton and just talked about how special he is and how what kind of a physical presence he is on the field. And when he goes, he's got a great burst and hits the hole hard and finds a way to make things happen. And there was a play that against a while back against Independence, against Frisco, where they were on their own 4-yard line, got stuffed in the hole. He kept turning his feet and sprinted for a 96-yard touchdown. And he keeps doing that. Against Northwest, he made 2-yard gains into 12-yard gains, and just because he won't stop moving his feet. And he's the type of kid that you got to have everybody flowing to the ball, get to their spot, wrapping them up, and you got to match physical-wise with them. And if we can do that, we're gonna have a chance to beat them. But they're a good team.
Coach, there's a rumor, and this is an unconfirmed rumor, but we're hearing that Swin was injured in that game. Is there any truth to that?
I don't know anything about that. I'm expecting every bit of 190 pounds and 5'11". I think somebody's lying.
I didn't start that rumor, Coach, in case you're looking down here at me.
No. Funny things like that happen in big games. People say a lot of different things, but when I see him in a sling, I'll know that's for real. I'm fully expecting, number one, to be in a white uniform and playing his best. So, the thing is Riley, the quarterback, is a heck of a player too. Swin is a good player, but they've got some good ones too. So it's they're talented, and their defense is much improved. I mean, they really are. I know Northwest got after them a little bit, but they create turnovers. They find a way to get extra possessions for the running back. But like I said, I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know anything about if he's injured or not. So, like I said, I think there'd probably be a lot more information on that out there for him to be able to play. So, like I said, to me, the only thing that would stop him is a broken leg, and that might be a 50-50 shot anyway. But I don't think a hurt arm or a hurt hand or a hurt whatever is going to affect that child.
Coach, has there been a coaching change at Northwest?
At Eaton, there sure was.
Right,
there sure was. Coach Turner went into administration, and he's got 2 boys that are heavy into football. One's playing at Hardin Simmons, one's coaching, and he wanted to be able to watch them and finish up. And Coach Turner's coached a lot of years, and the good thing about him, he's so good he can always go back. And so Ellis Miller's the new head coach. And don't know Ellis as well, but I know that he's doing a great job. Obviously, with the huge win that they had this past Friday.
Yeah, he was their defensive coordinator,
right.
if I'm correct.
That is correct.
Coach, we had some questions here on the chat room from Robin Humphreys. He said, just curious. He says, will Eaton go 6A next year?
Strong possibility. Yeah.
Oh.
And the second question is. Says you were very close to the wishbone formation last week, and wondered how that was going on the wishbone, and if he gets the wishbone, can I get more smash go?
Oh, there's yes to both of them.
Amen, brother.
There's
Testify.
yes. There's yes to both of them.
Whoop,
So
whoop.
now we put BB in the backfield, and you got Jay and Dutch blocking for him, and I'll say this: anytime BB touches the ball, that's a positive for us.
Lightning in a bottle.
So, I don't know if we can call it a wishbone. I think the old fighting farmers would be offended. It's maybe the inverted bone.
Yeah, an
Maybe
inverted
shot. You really can't call it the bone when you're in shotgun. I think that's
maybe we'll just call it a diamond.
Well, we've been calling it the brown package. But
that is the brown package. That is absolutely correct. That is the actual name.
We might continue to call it that.
That is a fantastic word.
It's so boring.
Well, the diamond package doesn't bring out a whole lot of fierce and fire either. So,
But you knew, Coach, whenever he showed up today, you knew that.
Oh, I knew when we lined up.
The smash go.
He was at BNSF salivating. It was,
and I heard it. I heard we did it down at the end zone. That's what they called it. The PRJ called it. I knew what was going to happen, and then it happened. And yes, it was a little bit off, but that's because we don't run it enough. We don't get to practice enough.
We got to do it more.
We got to do it more,
really
Coach. You know how you get to Carnegie Hall, don't you? Practice, baby. Whoop, whoop.
I don't know what Carnegie Hall is, but I'm excited about it. I can't wait to get there.
Woohoo!
Coach, we talk about this every year with homecoming this week. How hard will it be to keep this team focused, and what do you do to deal with the distractions?
You address it. You talk about what's going on and say, okay, it's great to be a kid. It's great to be a high school kid and have fun in high school and enjoy all the things that are there. But, we talked all year about minding the boat, and you got an oar and you row. And when you get in the boat, that's all that matters. You just keep working. And there's so many things. I mean, kids today, homecoming or not homecoming, they've got stuff that they can absolutely get distracted with. And, with as many things are out there, there's cell phone, and you can stop and start with that. But you got girlfriends, you got classes, you've got college, you've got parents, you've got stuff that is in their life that they have to manage. But when we're on the field, that's what we talk about. Your mind's in the boat, because all that stuff does not matter for 3 hours. You can worry about that when it's done, but only worrying about that will take you away from what your true job is.
Well, that's a look at this week's game against Eaton. When we come back, we'll sit down with our special guest, defensive lineman, a guy who's been here before, so we can't fool him with the 5-minute speech. Kyrese McFarland. That's next here on the Coach Abinchan Show.
Lone Star Insurance has been serving clients with quality insurance coverage since 2000. Our insurance agency is based on the belief of...
Or just Tuesday, Linda's Hair Fashions can provide you with full services from head to toe to make you look absolutely stunning. Let the beauticians help create a look that emphasizes your natural beauty. They specialize in haircuts and styling.
Lone Star Insurance has been serving clients with quality insurance coverage since 2000.
And more.
Our insurance agency is based on the belief that our customers' insurance needs are of the utmost importance. We treat our clients the way we want to be treated, with honesty, trust, and a courteous manner, along with the belief that if we do what is best for the customer, then it is best for us too. We offer a full range of insurance products from auto, home, and business insurance, as well as workers' compensation and a whole lot more. Call today.
Linda's Hair Fashions, the best hair salon at the most affordable prices in the Saginaw area. Whether it's prom, your wedding day, or just Tuesday, Linda's Hair Fashions can provide you with full services from head to toe to make you look absolutely stunning. Let the beauticians help create a look that emphasizes your natural beauty. They specialize in haircuts and styling, color, updos, facials and skincare, nails, waxing, and more. Treat yourself to a day of pampering. Call for your appointment today.
My life be like, ooh, yeah, ooh. My life be like, ooh, yeah, ooh. Yeah, ooh. My life be like, yeah, ooh. My life be like times like these that make me say, yeah, Lord, if you see me, please come my way. Like leaving breadcrumbs all when I stray. Yeah, well, I'm sacrificing the price you pay. My life be like, ooh, yeah, ooh. My life be like, ooh,
Welcome back to BoswellSports.com and the Coach Abensham Show. Let's welcome to the show number 5 defensive lineman Kyrese McFarland.
All right.
He's in the house. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Thanks for joining us here on the Coach Abensham Show, Kyrese.
Thanks for having me.
And Kyrese, and I think this is the first time we've ever had this. We've got a special guest other
Absolutely.
than Kyrese up here. Who we got with us
We
tonight?
have my beautiful mother, Dina.
Yes, I don't know
Awesome.
that we've ever had a mom in the booth
Yeah.
with us.
That's fantastic.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep, big high five there. Glad she came
I
out.
will say my mother has been.
Your mom has been
That's
here.
right.
Been in the show.
Your
but
mother
that's-
has
But
been
when
here.
we talk about
If I didn't
student
say that, I
athletes.
get in trouble. Yes,
Yeah.
student athletes. Yes, I would get in trouble if I did not say that my mother had not been up here. But very, very excited she's here.
Yes, very excited. Thanks for coming up. We appreciate you. Kyrese, congratulations. Great game against Azle and keeping the lake. The defensive line had one of their best games of the season.
Oh, yeah.
How does it feel to get a win over Azle and keep the bragging rights to the lake?
It felt pretty good because I work with a lot of Azle guys at my job at Texas Movie Bistro, and we just we mess around with each other.
Wait. What was that?
I work with Azle guys
At
Texas Movie Bistro.
the movie
Yeah,
bistro.
the movie
Okay,
bistro.
all
Oh,
right.
well, there we go.
The newly renovated.
And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
what do you do there?
I did work in the kitchen, but now I'm a concession. I work in the box.
Oh,
I give people tickets and stuff.
well,
You say you're security?
No, I give people tickets.
Oh,
If they
okay.
need
I
me as
didn't
security-
know.
Yeah, if they need me as security, they'll put me.
well, last week we visited Sonic. We may have to visit the movie bistro.
Yeah, it felt really great because we have our little I guess rivalry, Azle and Boswell, and it just felt really good to just go out and dominate, not just win, but dominate the team,
Mm-hmm.
and
Amen.
it just felt really great. We all played good.
Kyrese, the defense had 18 sacks so far this season. You've been a big part of that effort. You have 9 solo tackles, 20 assists. And if that's wrong, I apologize because I get them off a huddle.
Yeah.
But you have a safety and a fumble recovery.
Yeah.
The fumble recovery was last week against Azle. Which did you like more, the safety against Birdville or the fumble recovery against Azle?
I like the fumble recovery because it all just happened so slow because he rolled out and I was chasing him down. And then I didn't really punch the ball. I kind of my hand just happened to be there, and it just popped out.
It's
and
a
I
heck
just
of a
saw
play.
it. I landed on top of him, and it just all went in slow motion because you know how footballs are unpredictable whenever they're bouncing. And it was right by the sideline, so I thought I was gonna go out of bounds. Then I got like a lucky bounce, and it was just right there, and I just fell on it, and it felt really good.
So you've almost hit for the cycle here. Can we expect an interception sometime this season?
I'm hoping
Maybe a rushing touchdown when Coach puts in Gata.
That's what I'm trying to tell them.
That's what I'm on your side, buddy. I've been trying to tell him too.
That
You
is
know,
a long line.
I'm working for you.
There's a long line of kids that have asked to be on whatever.
Do it.
Well, I'm just nose guards are inherently on Gata. I mean, in the past, nose guards have been on Gata. Am I not correct?
Carnegie Hall.
There you go. Practice, baby. Practice.
So we worked in Smash Go and Gata again.
Oh
tonight.
yeah, yeah.
Booyah.
Yep. Every week. Really, that's all we do during the week.
We've seen you play in the middle of the defensive line. We've also seen you play a lot on the end.
Yes.
Which of those positions do you prefer?
I prefer the end just because since 6th grade I played end in Oklahoma, and I was actually really skinny, and I used to do a little stand up, and I would just go. 'Cause I used to watch D-Ware as a kid, and he always used to do that stand up, and I don't know, I just fell in love with the end, just coming off the edge, and I usually was a faster kid, a little faster than the lineman, and every time I go out in, I just feel like I make a lot of plays. So
What has been the hardest game for you so far this season, and why?
the hardest game.
Mm-hmm.
I say the hardest game for me, not physically but mentally, Dunbar, because I knew a lot of those guys, and it was fun. But sometimes I get distracted, and there's a lot of trash talking. It was a very physical game, like
Lots of opportunities.
yeah, it was very physical, and it was just hard to focus on what we needed to do and what we needed to execute when they're just going at you and all that stuff. And then there was one play where somebody hit me late after the play. I just got so upset I didn't even do my I didn't do my job. I just went straight at them, and then I keyed back in, and I did what I had to do because I knew the bigger picture. So
You say that you knew a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
What's the connection there?
Well, I used to live over in that area. I used to go to in 7th and 8th grade. I went to G. McClellan Middle School, and usually everybody from there goes to either Eastern Hills or Dunbar. But most of the football players go to Dunbar just because it's better than Eastern Hills. And yeah, I knew a lot of those guys. Just it was great seeing them because I haven't seen them for a while, and then just seeing them, just playing against them. When I used to play with them, it just felt really good.
Well, we're definitely glad to have you over here at Boswell.
No doubt.
It's homecoming. How involved do you guys get in the festivities, and have you found a date yet?
Yes, I am taking my beautiful girlfriend,
All right.
Carter, to homecoming. And we have a carnival tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Plan on taking all my siblings, my whole family. We're going to be wearing our jerseys. We're going to have our little walk. It's going to be great.
Did you buy her a mom?
We're working on the mom right now. Her mom just spent a lot of money on a bunch of supplies, and she's doing an awesome job on the mom. Her name's Misty. She's doing a great job on the mom.
So is it going to be one of these big monstrosity things that they got?
No. I don't know. That's
The ones where they have to wear shoulder pads and just to hold it up and with blinking lights.
Yeah.
Looks like a billboard.
Shoulder harness.
That's a little too much.
The Eaton game looks like it's going to be another tough matchup. What are your first thoughts? Do you guys feel any added pressure to perform well in front of the homecoming crowd? Is this just another game on the schedule? What's your thoughts about playing Eaton on Friday night?
To me, it's just it's another game on the schedule and a little extra because it's homecoming, and then you have Titus and everybody at school. Oh, Titus this, Titus that, Titus this, and everybody's talking about Titus, and it just makes you want to go out and just dominate. So it's more to me, it's more than just a regular game on the schedule. Every game you have something to prove, and I feel like we have a lot to prove this game. So, and it'll give us a lot. It'll give us a lot of preparation for the games we have ahead. Going against a better offense and a bigger offensive line, and it'll be good. It's a great learning experience, and we're gonna have a great mindset for this game.
The defensive line, they're coming together as a group. You have some new faces on the line this year, Terrence Ware, Ryan Morales. How does this group of guys compare to the defensive line that you had last year?
Last year, although those guys, the Shaylin and Darius, and they're great guys. They're my brothers. And this year, being the only, I guess, returning starter, I guess you'd say, it was a little nerve wracking. But then I saw Terrence, and that man's just a beast. He's really fast, and he just came out of the blue, and he's been making a lot of plays. Like his first game, he was just getting sacks, and it was really exciting. And then Ryan, I've been working with Ryan because he's young, he's not that experienced, and I've been trying to get him some energy because he'll just make a tackle and just act like it's nothing, and he doesn't have that.
He hasn't developed a sack dance yet?
Yeah, no, not yet.
No, I don't know that sack dances are allowed. Kind of like the wishbone and the smash go.
Did you see Max's airplane? Whenever he got a sack, he did the airplane. That's what we need. We need some excitement like that. But yeah, it's great. I love the D line right now. We're doing great. We have Humphrey. Humphrey has he has some great excitement, and then Dante's back. I don't know if you guys remember Dante from sophomore year. He's going through some things, so he didn't play last year, but now he's back. We got him back here. And we got Bennett back. Bennett, he's always been a hard worker, and he's a great contributor to our defensive line. So we definitely have a lot more depth than we did last year, and it's going pretty good so far.
Senior year.
Oh yeah.
What do you look forward to most in your senior year?
My senior year, just doing a lot better than I did last year. Like I had a great season last year, but I just want to exceed my season even more because I have goals. I have my goals set of stat wise, and getting my name out there. Getting all state and district and then state champs. So I just really want to go out with a bang. It's my last year.
Now I can say this about Kyrese. It's been really fun to watch him really grow, and he's always been a really good football player, and just he's always been a very tough kid, and just the leadership role that he's taken on over the last year. I've just been really proud of him. It's been awesome to watch. He's been fun to coach. He's a talent that, man, it's tough. You should see him play rugby. It's pretty awesome. He can get after it. But just his influence in the weight room and his effort to try to be a leader, I think, is so inspirational for me as a coach to just because, you know, there's a lot of kids that have the ability that they just won't dive in and go do it. And Kyrese is fearless, man. And I think that's awesome. And to have a leader like that has respect for coaches, that has respect for the game, and wants to not only be a great player but be a great leader is very unique. I think Kyrese, he as good as he's played, he hadn't even tapped into what he can do, and that's a scary thought because, man, he's a talented kid.
Kyrese, what are your plans after graduation?
I do plan on playing college football. That's the main goal.
Have you looked at any particular colleges or?
Yeah, I've been talking to some colleges. I've been taking visits, going to college games and stuff like that. So yeah.
Any particular one that you have your sights on, or?
I've been talking to the Austin College coach, the one in Sherman, and you know he's a really great guy, Joe Morgan, and we've been trying to get me to go to one of the home games. I've been trying to make it out there, so we'll see. I've seen very interested in that college, and then I went to a Texas Wesleyan game, and I knew all the coaches from there because my freshman year I went to Nolan, and you know the whole Nolan staff is now coaching at Texas Wesleyan. And it's crazy because, you know, they're making history over there. And it was really great seeing them again because I had to leave that school. And it was great seeing the coaches.
That's awesome. Is there anyone out there that might be listening tonight that you'd like to give a shout out to?
I don't know if they're listening, but I want to give a shout out to just my family, my siblings, Kyron, Kyra, Karina. Yes, that is. I'll say it slower. My little brother, Kyron, my older sister, Kyra, and my little sister, Kyrina. And on the field, Ezra, number 12.
Man, he's playing.
Yeah, he's going hard.
My
little brother's 84. He's the receiver. But number 12, Ezra, that man, he's a beast. Like, if you guys watch one of his games, I don't know. He's not doing too hot right now. But
I don't know. He's playing pretty good
on
man.
Defense. Yeah, but last game he had 5 touchdowns over over 300 yards, and he's fearless.
Game's still early. Still got 2 quarters to go.
That's awesome.
And I'd like to give a shout out to my dad and my mom right here, and for helping me through everything and just being there for me. So yeah.
Well, I got the same question for you. Did you have something, Steve?
Well, actually, I had on here, Robin Humphrey had to agree, give the nose guard the ball, and I want to give Coach a little juice here. Virginia Abishan says major points for Coach Ab since he remembered his mother was a guest one evening on the radio. Man,
I wasn't trying to steal y'all's thunder.
That's right.
No, if I did not mention that, my turkey dinner would be a little bit colder.
That's it.
Than everybody else's.
Those that brown stick around, those that don't won't is what I heard. That's an old railroad saying.
I'm just stating facts.
That's what I'm talking about. But and I'll tell you, it is fun to watch you play ball.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch you and your defensive line mates play ball because it seems like you guys really work together as a team. We talk about the team as a whole, but then when we have people on, we talk about that team within a team. Yeah. We talk about the O-line. We talk about the skill guys on offense. And what I always told my kids, and you can tell your young protege, is on offense we all do the noodle dance and we think about what we're doing, and on defense we play like a bunch of mad dogs. Yeah. Just get your mad dog on and go out there and get you a piece of that running back this week, because you guys honestly – I see what you're doing out there, and you guys are getting pressure in the backfield, and that makes people go fast and make mistakes. You're doing a fine job. It's fun to watch you play ball.
Thank you.
Got one more question for you. Same question I asked Coach Ab earlier. Whose lake?
Our lake.
That's what I'm talking about.
And are you ready for the Eaton Eagles?
Yeah, I was born ready. We're gonna get after it. We still got some more practices ahead of us to prepare and get better. Today was a really good learning day, and tomorrow we're gonna work on our physical side and be a lot more fast, and yeah, it's gonna be good.
Outstanding. Well, that's all the time that we have for tonight's show. Kyrese, we want to thank you again for coming out. And Mama McFarland, we appreciate
Nice
you
work.
coming up. I tell you what, we welcome mommies and daddies up here
Always.
on the show. I want to thank you for coming out. Good luck on Friday night, Kyrese. We hope that you guys get the win. It's homecoming at the PRJ this week as the Pioneers face off against our neighbors to the north. The Eaton Eagles come to town, join Steve Collier, myself. We'll bring you every exciting play. Hopefully won't have any trouble getting on like we did last week. Pregame is at 6:30 and kickoff is at 7. So tell your friends, alumni, family members, tell your priest, your barber, I don't care who
Tell
you
your neighbors in the stands, put their headset on and listen to BoswellSports.com. Also, too, check both. We have a page, a Facebook page, BoswellSports.com.
And
we have a Facebook group, BoswellSports.com. And our goal is to always play in the group, but sometimes we can't always figure that out. So just like tonight, we are playing live on the page, but what we do is we share the page with the group so you can get to where you need to get.
Yeah, what it is Facebook is doing some quirky things. They did it to us Friday night, and so Jim always has to figure out a workaround, and right now this is the workaround until
that's right. And if you see Paul Jacobs, tell him what a fine job he did on Friday filling in for me when I had to work.
Yep.
Appreciate the fill in. He did a fine job. He actually made a couple of comments that I would have made. I had sent in that the crowd mic was really loud, and he said, "I'll just give us a couple of plays and we'll be all right." And sure enough, in a couple of plays, bam, we was in the end zone and we didn't have to worry about crowd mic anymore.
And Coach, he told me at the end of the show, he said, "I really enjoyed it. But next time you need help, be sure that you don't ask."
He likes spotting. I don't know that he commentating. It's a hard job, man. Y'all do a really good job.
He gained a new respect for Steve for sure.
Appreciate him doing that, but
yes, we did.
That would be hard.
That game will be broadcast this week on our Facebook page. We want to thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back here next week on the Coach Ab and Shan Show here on BoswellSports.com. Until then, this is Jim Howard for Coach Ab, Steve Collier, and our special guest, Kyrese McFarland.
And his mother.
And his mom. Saying good night from Boswell High School and
go Boz.
Go Boz.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around a bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rolling on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and